Hi, I'm Andre from ImpactEtching.com. This video is about 10 most frequently asked questions about our impact etching machines. What you see in front of me is our compact model, and we offer also two stationary models, the Max model and Super Max model. So let's start with the questions. The question number one, which everybody asks from some reason, where can I put my etching machine? Does it need some clean room? Does it need some special environment? The answer to that, no. You just place this machine in your workshop. Make sure it doesn't get too much dust, but if you're making stones, there will be some dust in the air, which is okay. I would suggest you probably cover it when you don't use it, but other than that, no special environment, no special clean room is required. What I would only ask you is that the machine does not freeze. Do not let temperature drop below freezing point because electronics don't like freezing temperatures. As far as electricity that's required to run the etcher, it's just a regular 110 socket. You don't need a three-phase, and it doesn't even consume that much electricity. It consumes around pretty much the same as an incandescent light bulb. Question number two, what software is required to run the etcher? The answer to that is this: the machine comes with all of the software that's required to run it. We will configure it for you, we'll help you configure the software on your computer. We can actually ship a laptop with the etcher and we'll only charge you the cost of the laptop. The only extra software you might want to purchase or subscribe to is the software used to prepare images for editing, if you choose to do it yourself. And that brings me to the third question: how to prepare images for engraving. This is probably the least trivial moment in engraving any image on the stone. You cannot just take the photograph and hope that it will look good on stone. Any image needs to be prepared in a certain way. And there are two ways of doing that. You can do it yourself using raster editing software like Photoshop, or, and that's actually what we prefer, to outsource it to us, where we will prepare the portrait for engraving for $25, flat fee, including all of the rounds of modifications and alterations. We don't charge you for hours, we'll charge you per portrait, just flat fee. And why do I prefer that you actually outsource image preparation to us is because you will be guaranteed that whatever image we prepare for you will look ideal on Granite. Question number four. Is the training provided with the purchase of the etcher? The answer to that is obviously yes. When we send you the machine, we also provide the training over the internet. Usually it looks like half-a-day training. Machine is not that hard to master, where we'll do it over the web. I'll connect to your computer, show you how to do everything. And then we can have as many follow-up sessions when you collect a list of questions, list of something you don't understand. We can have follow-up training session, or you can just always call me. When you see the phone number on our website, ImpactEtching.com, and you call that number, it's this phone that rings. I'm always picking up my phone unless I'm on another line, and you can always call me with questions, concerns, and anything you want to discuss. Question number five, diamond tip lifespan. How long does the diamond tip last until it needs to be changed? Usually I would say around 20 to 30 portraits sized approximately 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 inches, or 3 or 5 large engravings that cover the entire surface of the monument. Overall, it's pretty hard question to answer because the more sparkle, the more quartz you have on your material in the stone that you engrave, the less the tip will last. If you have like perfectly black granite that you engrave, the tip will last for a very long time. Overall, your costs for the tips are really negligible at probably just a couple of dollars per engraving. Question number six, what software to use for image preparation? Just as I said earlier, if you prefer to do it yourself, and we don't force you to outsource it to us, by all means, you want to do it yourself, do it yourself. You can use Adobe Photoshop, or you can use Corel Photo Paint. I recommend Corel Photo Paint because it's one-time purchase. It costs like $100 usually. Or Adobe Photoshop, unfortunately, you can only get now subscription-based. So much more expensive and much more cumbersome. Or you can use a lot of free software if you choose to do that. I think GIMP, Paint.net, there's a tons of them and they're getting better every day. Question number 7. Can impact etching machines engrave the non-black granite, like not perfect granite, like Impala color or Galaxy color? And the answer to that is yes. And that's something that impact etching machines can do much better than laser. You can engrave even imperfectly black stones, and you can get pretty decent engraving even from red granite. And the trick to that is typically do multiple passes, but believe me, this machine can do wonders on non-black granite. Question number 8. What kind of care does machine need for its normal use? I would say this machine actually is super reliable, and we have customers who have been using the machine for 10 years without any problems. At the very least, you'll need to clean the screws, lubricate the screws, make sure that machine doesn't get too much dust in general. But we have stories of customers who have been using our machine for 10, 15 years very successfully. Question number 9, maybe the most popular one, is how fast is this machine? How long does it take to engrave the stone of size X by Y? The answer to that is not as trivial, because the speed of engraving depends on resolution and depends on if you engrave in multiple passes or in single pass. I would say with this particular machine, which is 3 times faster than the machines that we were selling 15 years ago, it takes approximately 2 hours to engrave your standard flat marker, a size 24 by 12 inches. This machine, it might not be as fast as laser, but it's not about speed. It's about quality of engraving. And it's not like when it's working, you pay it to work. You just press the button and you go do whatever you were doing. And then you come back and it's ready. The last question, number 10, what is the maximum size of the stone that I can engrave with the impact etching machine? So our DiamondEdge Impact Etching machines, they actually come in 3 sizes. What I have here in front of me is the so-called Sprinter model, which is our compact model, but it can be actually put on top of the stone. So for this machine, it doesn't really matter how big the stone is. You just place it where you want your portrait engraved, for example. And this machine in one job can create engraving of approximately 23.5 by almost 16 inches. So this machine is big enough to engrave standard flat markers, and it's actually very useful to engrave huge walls where you can, I don't know, put multiple lines of text, multiple images just by moving machine from one place to another. Okay. Then we have 2 other models, Max and Super Max. And with them, again, there are 2 parameters that you need to look at. The size of the stone is only restricted with the clearance between the legs, and it's always bigger than the area that it can engrave in one job. So for Max model, the area that it can engrave in one job is roughly 51 inches by 27 and 5 inches, but the clearance between the legs is around 69 inches. So as long as your stone is 69 inches wide in one dimension, you can fit it between the legs, and then you can engrave pretty big images. For Supermax model, our biggest model, the largest engraving you can create in one job is 63 by 40 inches, and the clearance between the legs is 77. So I don't think there's any stone in North America that you would not be able to engrave using either Max or Supermax model. So that's it for today. 10 most frequently asked questions answered, I hope. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Click all those buttons below. If you know someone who might benefit from seeing this video, please forward it to them. I'm Andrei from Impact Etching. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.